My next guest is also another man with great dreams. He has a degree in music production and media studies. He's the founder of Offaly Good Vibes, and he has promoted several events in Offaly. One of them he got me to attend last year. It was he was commemorating Woodstock, and the power of this man's persuasion. He actually got me to dress up Woodstock style, hippie flowers in the hair, long flowery skirt, and so on. And thankfully, that's all I had to do. There are some elements of Woodstock that I don't think I'd be able to embrace. But Johnny Keenan, you are a man with unbelievable persuasive powers. You're very welcome to Centre Ground.
Thank you very much for having me, Anna. I don't know, after listening to Walter, I wouldn't say my powers of persuasion are anything like him, but that's the Kerry man. So fair play. Yes. And very good story there. So not a big part on it, yes.
Sorry, Johnny, I was going to get you to begin with Offaly Good Vibes. You set it up in 2008, and I'd like you to tell our viewers a little bit about it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm a native of Offaly, and as I said, I did music production, management, and media studies in Ballyfermot, and then I ventured out to the four corners of the world to see what it had to offer. So after spending time in America and working in bars and festivals and such in Australia and seeing a bit of Asia, I decided to come back, and I was very impressed with where Offaly was in 2008 from when I had left it in about 1998. And it was a very multicultural place, particularly Tullamore and Burr. We had an awful lot of Eastern Europeans and Africans living and working in these places. And I was very inspired. And then I seen that there was a melting pot of talent from local artists. And I decided there and then to set up Offaly Good Vibes and to promote everything that was original and good about the county and everyone that lived in it. And to shine it, highlight all that is good, absolutely, within all the art forms, but particularly music and spoken word and comedies, which I would be familiar with. I was doing gigs in those three genres or areas, if you like. But we did the first event we did, and it was an amazingly well received. It was to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the original One Love concert that Bob Marley did in Kingston, Jamaica, in 1978. You might have remembered in 2000 or 1998, John Hume and David Trimble and Bono emulated in some small way. There you go. And we had Natty Whaler, who was part of the Whalers crew back in the day, and he headlined it, and we got loads of local acts. Dirty Blackguards, principally, probably one of the best bands never to get out of Tullamore. And amazing day. Oxfam raised money, and awareness was raised for Oxfam, but it gave us the impetus in relation to putting on other events. Then shortly after that, we had Alabama Tree. Then we had the Beat. So we were bringing international acts to Offaly and supporting local acts within Offaly and bringing national acts. But it's a tough task, and over the years we did it sporadically because there wasn't enough money and input to keep it going. As a regular event. We might have done one or two festival events as well. In the Phoenix Festival, for example, was in Tullamore in 2010. So we would have worked hand in hand with the committee from there. But it's kind of going along at its own pace since 2008 for 12 years. But the research that I'm doing on a regular basis, I'm always meeting more poets, more musicians, more comedians, more visual artists, and more directors and videographers and YouTubers. So the amount of talent across the board in Offaly is amazing. But I've kind of come to the conclusion now, with the times we're living in, with COVID and the uncertainty of where all industries are, I found it, I took it kind of personally that the artists particularly were really left high and dry, go back in the whole stereotype, the whole cliche, go back now and get a real job. Nowhere else in the world where I've been would our artists treated with such disdain and such disrespect. And I'm sorry to say, but particularly down the country, whatever about Dublin and the main cities, nothing really gets past the major cities in relation to art. There's bursaries here and there, but my big idea basically is that Vegas didn't exist until someone built it. Motown, same thing in Detroit, Nashville. You have to create a scene. So that's basically what I've been doing for 12 years. Awfully good vibes, more than a state of mind, if you like. So it's right in the heart of Ireland. And from a tourist perspective, we have the canal, the Grand Canal, going through. The major part of it goes from Dangan, close to Derry, all to the mouth of the Shannon in Shannon Harbour. That's an amazing area. It needs to be developed. We're talking about Dublin and Galway being connected now by another greenway, and the Shannon, obviously, a good percentage of it, as you know, goes through Offaly. And it's not particularly about Offaly. It's more kind of like the Midlands. But Offaly is a nice word, even though it kind of has a derogatory term.
Not at all.
In relation to that, it was awfully bad. You always hear awfully, AWF, ULL. So I just kind of flipped it on and said, everything is awfully good. So the vibes are good in Offaly, but I'm really saying it in all of Ireland, but we need a centre point. And I think Offaly is that centre point. And looking ahead, which I'm always doing, I see that Ireland are the UN Security Council next year. So I think art and peace go hand in hand. And I'm interested to hear what Raj has to say, because what I've been promoting down through the years since our first Bob Marley tribute, thank you very much, you read my mind there, Stephen, is the John Lennon event that we did in 2018. And I'm always looking for a charity element, whether it be local or international. And in 2018, we had a fundraiser for Simon Midlands community. And this year is the 40th anniversary of John Lennon.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
It's unbelievable to believe. And I actually remember I was 5 when he died. And I just remember being very upset because everyone that was in the room at the time was very upset. And the same thing with Marley when he died on the 11th of May in 81. But I think by honouring these guys, and not just them, there's a fantastic woman there from South Africa, Miriam Makeba, who not many people are aware of, but is of same stature as Lennon and Marley in her own right from South Africa. And these were all very peaceful protesters that used the power of song to really push home something. And I'm looking at it from being a promoter for years. I think there's a certain element of banality that we've accepted. And it's amazing. It's very refreshing that most of the bands that I know within Offaly and around the country that I work with, not at the moment, obviously, because everything seems to be on hold, but they're going back to the drawing board. They're going to create, and they're coming back with something more powerful than what they had. Because these are the people we need to be relating to, getting our information from, and I endeavour to promote them as much as I can. So John Lennon is the next big thing coming up. Obviously, I'm restricted in relation to what I can do and bringing people together. But I think Give Peace a Chance and its 40th anniversary is very significant in relation to how I want to move forward and embrace the UN situation that Ireland is in, and promote peace through art. That's basically what I hope to do.
That is a wonderful note on which to end, because it's a topic that I will be picking up on with my next guest, Raj. So thank you very much, Johnny. I can vouch for the fact that you are unbelievably persuasive in getting people to come on board with what you're doing. You're really, really absolutely brilliant at organising events, and everything is just organised to a T. And I have to say that I really did enjoy that Woodstock event that you organised last year in Tullamore. So it will be fantastic. It will be fantastic to have this John Lennon event now in December, and I'm looking forward to it. So you're promoting Offaly, and just at this stage, I'd like to give a shout out to Ray Dolan in Mullingar. Earlier today, Ray interviewed me. He does the shout out each day at 12 o'clock. He has viewers from all over the world. They were messaging him in from the States, from Australia, from the UK. So that's at 12 o'clock each day, his shout outs show. And then at 5 o'clock, he does the bus sessions. And I think this evening was his 172 bus sessions he has done. Each day, 7 days a week. Oh my God, the level of commitment. So Ray is a musician. He's a nephew of Joe Dolan, and he's part of the Dolan family. Really worth tuning in his way each day at 12 o'clock and at 5 o'clock every evening. Again, if you don't manage those times, all of the videos are available. It's Ray Dolan from Mullingar in Mullingar. You'll find him on Facebook and YouTube, and I think he's on Instagram as well.